Hi everyone, it's Artist Creation here again with another Destiny 2 build video. And for today's video we're going to work on Exploding Titan build, basically just throwing his middle tree hammer. And for this build what you're going to need is middle tree. So throw a hammer from a distance, after throwing it pick it back up, fully recharge your melee ability. So you can basically just throw this for days. Now I found best that works with this is that if you change your charge melee to just remap it on your controller, and you can just keep throwing it at point blank distances. But that's just for me. No, that's not necessary. You can use it from a distance when you pick it up. You can back up and throw it. But the best thing to do with this is how I'm running it with a Severance enclosure. Now, the Severance enclosure is banging right now with this build. So basically you can throw the hammer and it will explode everything around it. You can also do melee finishers and that will blow up everything around it as well, and it's just so powerful. Now this wouldn't be a top tier build for like GMs and stuff, but this is just for like, this would be a fun build. So for this build what you're going to need is at least 1 to 2 melee wellmakers. So we'll go through the build from the top to bottom. So I got explosive wellmaker. So when you throw the hammer and everything explodes around it, you will generate explosive wells. And then I go for a double hands-on. Now the reason I go for that is it charges so fast because you're constantly throwing your hammer because the whole build is built around it. And it's crazy how fast you can fill your super. Then for the arms, I'm going for a thermoclastic blooming on the arms from the artifact. Now when you throw this, you would create an orb of power every time you throw your hammer. So because you can constantly pick that hammer up, you're always going to be generating orbs. And like with that, then I go the melee, causing melee damage, reduces your grenade cooldown, which is I think is banging as well if you constantly throw that grenade down. And then bountiful wells is to increase the amount of wells you can get from stacking multiple types. So on the chest, as I said, melee wellmaker. Other ones don't matter too much. Now, I don't have an amazing roll on my Severance enclosure, so my stats aren't like the best and stuff like that. So I will eventually do a proper stat build once I get a way better Severance enclosure. Then on the boots, I do another melee wellmaker with fusion scavenger because I'm running a fusion, and then I pick up invigoration, which is good just in case you do lose your hammer and you need to get it back. That'll work really well while picking up the wells on top of that. And then on this I go for particle deconstruction and another explosive wellmaker. You don't have to use particle and you don't have to use a fusion. You could just go for like a double bomber if you want your grenades, or if you want on the arc you could go for outreach if you lose your hammer, if you're worried about it, and stuff like that. But it's your choice really. But for me personally, I just go for explosive wellmaker, particle. I got my 1k on, got my Cartesian, and I got a last breath with demolitionist on it. And for the grenade I use a thermite grenade. Now, because I'm running explosive wellmaker, you could just use a fusion grenade instead. And that fusion grenade, when it attaches and blows up, will also create wells. And because I'm running a double explosive, the amount of wells I can create right now in this build is about 6 if I'm correct. So we're going to go down here and test it out. And you just throw that bad boy. Boom. Everything blows up. You pick up those 3 wells and another 3 over there. And just take this guy out and we can keep moving. And it's honestly a really fun build. And 1k as well will work. So boom. Everything just blows up, man. It is so strong for wells, for having a good time, like for running strikes. It even bounces harder hitting boys that have a lot more health and stuff. So if I throw a grenade there, oh, missed him. Boom, dead. And you can get your abilities back so quick from this. Constantly picking up wells and you drop that in on them. There you go. And if you hit 2 people with that fusion grenade, you will generate wells as well on top of it. So that's another 3 there. Oh, missed that one. I'm going to back around, I'm going to swing in, and I'm going to go boom, dead. I'm going to the next section. And the best thing about this is, so if I use my super, you can see how quickly you can charge it up. So I don't mind who I hit right now, because I'm going to be charging it back up in no time whatsoever. Ooh, lectern's done. I didn't think you can do that here. So that's used up. So I'm going to throw the hammer. You see that supercharging nice and quick, and you can pick up the old wells. Now the wyverns, nothing. And you're building up your roaring flames ×3 as well to increase that damage. and I already have half a super just from throwing my hammer, pretty much. Oh, missed that one. Go back up here. Now we'll clear this section up over here. Now we'll just take out the boss at the end with a 1k, and we'll clear out the ads as well then when using the hammer. There you go, boom, dead. And look at all that. So you'll always create 6 wells with this combination. Now there is something else you could run instead, but you will be dropping one of your well mods. So I'll clear this up and I'll show you some of the artifact. It's a mod. I think it's about 5 energy to use a mod, and it's really good. So you want to go up here, and it's Well of Potency. Pick up your Matchel Elemental Well, grants you super energy. It's really strong. I don't want to reset my artifact because when the Thermoclastic Blooming wasn't working at the time, I had it picked as an artifact mod, and when it got re-enabled, I just got it for free while having Focusing Lens and Particle Deconstruction. So I have 3 at the bottom, which is like really handy. It's just like a glitch, obviously. But yeah, Well of Potency. So you're picking up your wells, and because you're generating like at least between 4 and 6 wells, you will always be getting energy on top of your Thermoclastic Blooming. So you will just generate supers continuously, and it's really fun. Again, as I said, it's not a top tier build by no means. It's just one of those kind of builds for fun. So yeah, that's basically the build though. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you like the video, and I will see you in the next one.